gonna run a little sound check here, make sure everything's running tonight. So I'm just looking for sound check from the folks that are out there. I've got a couple great guests lined up here. They'll be live in about 3 minutes. I hope they're all ready. Are you hearing that, Cynthia?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm just gonna have another swig of my coffee here, get my audio set up so it's perfect.
You could increase your volume slightly.
I'm just gonna give it a bit more volume there. Can I get my audio tech to give me a thumbs up on the audio level there? I can't go much higher than that. I'm peaking a bit if I go any higher. Okay, so I got a fine from the audio technician in the back room. The audio technician plays many roles in this show. Awesome. You know what? I think it's close enough to that starting time. I think we're just going to go ahead and get this show rolling tonight.
You're listening to Espresso Shots Live. Tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for your digital caffeine.
It's a little too on the nose, if you ask me. I mean,
no, it's going to be fine, and you look fabulous.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, and action.
The Royal Canadian Legion exists so that Canadians won't forget. Remember, everything. All right, welcome to Espresso Shots Live. My guests are waiting in the background. So we're pretty excited to be talking to both of our guests tonight. We have Dave Wickenden with us, and we have Brad Purcell with us. So I'm going to click a button and bring those two gentlemen on with me live tonight here. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Thank you.
And welcome to the show, Brad.
Thank you.
Well, you guys look so good.
Sporting our Legion colors.
So, we'll start off with Dave. So, Dave, maybe you can. I know the Legion has really many facets to it, and it does many things. Obviously, started by veterans to support veterans, but it's more than that. It supports military along with RCMP, along with a host of other projects. So, can you just give us a little bit of a backdrop into the Royal Canadian Legion, Dave?
Well, I'll give you a bit of a backdrop in the Westport community. It actually started in the Westport community in the mid 1950s. We didn't establish a footprint until 1986 when we were able to purchase the existing building we're in, and it's gone through a number of renovations to accommodate the community. But as far as the Legion itself, we're always there, number one, for the veterans and their dependents. We're there for our community, and we play a big role in support. And this is all done by a group of unbelievable volunteers.
So it takes volunteers and it also takes funds. And we know with COVID-19 right now, a lot of groups and organizations are struggling to find ways to raise money. I know you guys have kicked off your Hamburger Fridays already, and you've been able to do a bingo as well, a drive-through bingo. And the other way to generate money is obviously through members. And I know the membership dollars are not a lot of money. They're between $50 and $60, I believe, per member. But those members bring a lot more than just revenue to the table. They become part of that Legion, the part of the Legion, right, Dave?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle this year. Our Hamburger Fridays have been fabulous. So we've, in a number of weeks, we've served over 100 meals at the Friday lunches, and we're down to about 80 meals now, which is fine for the month of September. We're probably going to take it into October a little bit, probably the first 2 weeks of October. But the other thing we're doing is we're trying to fundraise through various different means. We did a pierogi weekend. We sold 90 dozen pierogies for a fundraiser, which was a lot of work and a lot of fun. But we have a number of different things we're going to do between now and Christmas to try and raise funds. Obviously, we can't have an eat-in meal right now, but we're going to prepare some stuff that you can come and pick up and take home and enjoy in your own home.
Now, who is this good-looking guy to the right of you, I guess? Can you introduce Brad and tell me a little bit about Brad and let him do a bit of chatting here?
Well, Brad is one of our newer executive members, and he jumped in the deep end, which is great for us. And he is the membership chairman, as well as he helps us on a lot of different things that we have going on during the week. So, Brad, it's up to you now.
Welcome to the show, Brad.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Brad, I know that you guys have, I think, around 196 current members of the Branch 542. Is that right?
That's correct. We're currently sitting at 196, which is 23 less than last year. However, we're hoping to kick it up a little bit. We already got 8 new members and 1 transfer in this year, so things are looking pretty good. And as many people in this area are aware, this is usually the typical time that we do our drive for the Legion membership.
Now, can you walk us through all the kinds of members? Like, a lot of people may not know how to become a member or if they're eligible to even be a member. How does that work, Brad?
Pretty much anybody can become a member, as long as you are a person of good standing and good moral values, and you support the Canadian veterans and Canada in whole. There's a couple ways you can membership. You can make an application at the local branches. So for this area, you just go to Branch 542 up in Westport. You see the bartender and fill out an application. You can pay your $50 for the Cooper, and it's $60 starting in December. So you fill that out, you pay the bar. I get the application. We take it to the executive meeting, and we go through the criteria, through what we may or may not know of that person, and then we have a vote on to accept that person into our branch. After that time, that person is sworn in. It's a pretty neat little ceremony. Everybody puts on their Legion attire, and they're marched up to the front, and they make they swear in, and you get a little bit of wine and cheese afterwards. So it's a bonus there.
Nice. And there's different types of memberships as well, right, Brad?
Correct. We have the ordinary membership. An ordinary membership, if you're still serving in the retired military, reservists, RCMP, police officers, Coast Guard, and then you have the associate members. They are basically, well, I am an example of that. My father was in the armed forces, and being the son, I can go in there and apply for the associate membership. So it includes the parents, spouses, widows, widowers, children, grandchildren, siblings, nieces, pretty much the whole thing. Then you become, if you have somebody who's an ordinary member, you become associate. The next one's the affiliate, and the affiliate's Canadian citizens or Commonwealth subjects. However, you have to accept the Legion's aims and objectives. And if you're Canadian and you accept everything what the Legion is about, you can become an affiliate, and you are entitled to voting privileges. As an affiliated non-voting, it is basically the same idea, however, you're non-Canadian. And as a non-Canadian citizen, you are still part of the branch, however, you don't get voting privileges. Okay. And the last one, I'll let Dave speak to because I'm not really totally familiar to, but it's sort of a award more than a membership. It's the lifetime member.
Can you speak a bit on that, Dave?
I'm sorry, Brad, I didn't hear that.
The lifetime membership, the award, to become eligible for that, that's usually presidents and past presidents, or presidents and people that have done outstanding work for the branch get that. I'm not too sure how that works.
Yeah, lifetime membership, you usually serve on the executive at some degree. I don't think you necessarily have to be president, but it does help to get the thing through a little quicker. We have a number of members that are a member of that club, and basically when you stop and take a look at their history, they volunteered a tremendous number of hours, and a lifetime membership is one of the first steps and awards that we give to our volunteers. There's many other awards above that, but the lifetime one is the first big achievement other than Legionnaire of the Year. And that's kind of a neat little honor as well, Legionnaire of the Year. We have honors and awards once a year where we basically step back and congratulate and thank all of our volunteers. And right. Not everybody gets an award every year because we just can't do that. But, there is people that work considerably harder, put in a few more hours, and they're acknowledged for it. And that's one of the ways that the Legion says thank you to their members.
Well, the Legion is a cornerstone in most communities where they exist, and so many great things happen. And it's not all serious stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff that comes along with the Legion as well. I was involved a little bit with the darts a couple years back at the Legion, and I know you guys have started washer toss and some other fun activities. So there's really a lot of fun as well, right, Dave?
We have a lot of fun up there. We've got cribbage and euchre and washer toss, darts. We just had our golf tournament this weekend, which was a pretty good success, tremendous success actually.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, there's a lot of things that we get involved with. There's a lot of fun in the kitchen, believe it or not. There's a group of people that in different aspects. We have spaghetti teams. We have teams that come in and help with celebrations of life, and then we have other teams that come in and cook meals and we just have a great time. We all poke at one another and have fun, and that's what it's about. So,
right. And anybody can get involved. I know my youngest son, Harrison, volunteered for the bingos and was able to get community hours through the Legion, which was a great benefit to him. And he really enjoyed the learning process and being able to serve the community that way also.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun with our students. I'm not sure, probably 10 or 12 of them over the years that I've been involved with bingo. But they come in and we help them earn their 40 hours. We also contribute to both high schools, Rideau District High School as well, St. John's High School. we contribute to their scholarship, and we donate to that every year. This year was a little different. We did it virtually, so we weren't there to present the students with their awards, but they were both appreciative, and both of them have moved on to post-secondary education, and it was really nice to be able to do that.
And so obviously Remembrance Day is not far off. We're in the middle of September, so November is around the corner. But before that happens, there's something that happens in October as well. Is it? Can you talk a bit about what happens in October? I think it's the first week of October, Dave.
Are you talking about Legion Week, John?
Yeah.
Legion Week is actually next week, and it's a week that we take to celebrate ourselves and what we do for our community and our veterans, our youth, the veterans' dependents, and we give back so much to all of those groups, and we work very hard. Like the volunteers, if it wasn't for them, obviously we wouldn't exist, but they help contribute to a lot of these different groups, and we're very, very good at giving back to youth as well in our community. And sometimes I'm asked when I'm up at the cash register if I want to give, and I kind of look at them and say, well, I already have in helping us get the funds to pass on to our community. And I kind of like to leave it in our community. We don't reach too far beyond our community borders. As far as donations, we really like to keep it at home, and we really look at the requests that come across our table as to whether or not it's going to benefit our community. I know that might sound a little selfish, but they're the ones that support us, so we're going to support them.
Sure, sure. Now, listen, Brad, I got a question for you as well. I see you sitting over there just wanting to jump in and say something. I just turned your volume up a little bit so you can chirp in. So you said this is you're relatively new to the Legion, but you've been a member. We talked earlier. You've been a member for quite some time of the Legion.
Yeah, I'm now in my 42nd year. I joined with my dad when drinking age was 18 years old in Burlington. He was at the RCRs out of London, and that was our time that we spent together. And I belonged to the Burlington Legion, and then I moved to Niagara Falls, then I went to Fort Erie, and now I'm in Westport. So I've been through a few legions, but upheld my membership and been pretty active in most of my times with the Legion.
It's kind of a rite of passage because my father did the same thing for me. I was a Legion member for the better part of my life as well. And the Legion that I was associated with was really the one in Arden, the Gordon Gaylord Legion, that my grandfather kind of helped get going back in the day. But my father was the same thing. Drinking age was 18 in Alberta, and I became a member and was involved, whether it dances or I know we had bingos and all those kind of things. So is that changing a bit now, Brad, with the youth coming in? How's that looking now, or Dave?
Well, I'll start off. I think we do see some changes. We do have some younger people coming in helping with Hamburger Friday, helping out with the bar. So it's baby steps, but for sure I'm noticing a change in our membership. We're seeing a lot of activity in our washer toss that you talked about before, which is bringing out the younger people also. The next step is to start getting more of them to actually join the membership of the branch, not just participating in the various events.
And can you just go over again? I think we might have talked about it, but maybe I talked about it before the show. The cost of a member per person or per family or per couple, how does that work?
Well, right now we have the early bird, which takes us right to the beginning of December, and it's $50 to join. And you can join by going to the branch, seeing the bartender. She has the application there, and I mentioned it before. You fill out the application, pay her the $50, and then she would give it to me, and I would process it. The other way is if you just go to legion.ca, you can apply online, and you just pay, I think it's $49.95, and you can pay there. But right now, until October 1st, which is coming up quickly, you have to belong to the national part of it. But effective October 1st, which is new, which is good for the branch, is that once you apply October 1st and further, you can now click on a down drop or on the map and specify which branch you want to go to and become a member of that branch. The other way, you had to transfer over afterwards. And the other one is there's a 1 year free membership. It's all to the Canadian Forces and the RCMP, and you get 1 year free. However, you have to apply for that online. So you go to the legion.ca and you click on join, and they'll take you through it. And this also applies to the graduating cadets. So if you're a graduating cadet, you can also enjoy that 1 year of free membership.
Right. And we talked also earlier about a lot of clubs struggling to kind of survive, and some legions they had a real difficult time with when smoking bylaws changed and things like that. And as people get older and the memberships kind of dry up a little bit, some legions aren't going to make it through this COVID-19. And, I know Westport will, because it's a strong group of people that live and reside in this area. But a lot of people just expect that it's going to be fine and I don't need to become a member. It'll just do okay without me. But that's not the case. People really need to step up and become a member and get involved to keep that our Legion viable.
Well, I think you have to remember, John, that when you join the Legion, you're also supporting the veterans. And coming up to November is a very important part, but really, in reality, joining the membership every year is the biggest part that you can do as far as supporting veterans, and we really do support them locally. Another thing about joining the Legion is that there is some benefits available, and I don't think a lot of people go online to really enjoy these benefits. Well, first of all, once you get sworn in, you get that beautiful Legion card, you get your little pin, and then things just sort of explode from there. You get a Legion magazine, which is very good for showing the different history of the Canadian Armed Forces and basically Canada also. And you get that on a monthly basis. You get access to what's called the Poppy Store. And what you can do there is the Legion Poppy Store is that you can buy, some swag. You can get like a Legion hat. There we go. You can get like a Legion hat like that, and pins and shirts and sweaters, pants and stuff like that. And there's also like poppies that you can get off the store. The latest thing is a members benefit package. The members benefit package is basically your MasterCard. You can get that. You can get some assistance with your hearing aids and things like that. So there's all kinds of different stuff that is available. And the Legion is trying to stay pretty current, and we now have an app, and it's a member perks app, and it's a discount program. And what you do is that you sign into the app, you sign in as a Legion member, because it's only available to Legion, and it's done by a company called Venacle, and Venacle is one of the largest companies in Canada for doing this online shopping stuff. And what it does, it ties into national chains, restaurants, theaters, and all that type of stuff. And you can go and you can print online, or you can buy stuff online and get discounts through this club. As a local merchant, if you go to venacle.com, you can apply to become part of that program and allow discounts within our area as well, if that's something that would be an interest of people.
Yeah. No, that's very interesting, Brad. Dave, what does the ceremony look like for November? Do we know with COVID-19, will we have the cenotaph parade, or will it be a bit different, or do we know yet?
Well, it's definitely going to be a bit different. We're just basically starting that now. We're not exactly sure what we can or can't do, but what I envision is just the ceremonies at the Cenotaph in Westport and Newborough. And what we sort of talked about, nothing is etched in stone at this point, is the majority of the wreaths being laid first, and then the ceremony, and then the Canadian provincial and both municipal wreaths laid shortly after the ceremony. Both areas are big enough that everybody should be able to social distance well enough. And if they were a little leery of that, of course, they can wear their masks. But I really can't see us not having a service. There's too much room out there for everybody to distance to ignore it. So I think we're going to go ahead. We'll probably have a smaller color party, and we probably won't have a contingent from Kingston. But and of course there won't be anything up at the Legion after. But there will be probably a ceremony at both of the cenotaphs.
Yeah, and if you've not been to that, it's a very moving ceremony, and we try to get there every year. Sometimes I have to work, but we'll get there this year. And what I would like to see is on the, I'm going to call it the Poppy Shop, because it reminds me of the Pop Shop, but the Poppy store. They sell Legion face masks for COVID, and they have the Legion logo on them, and they're very nice with poppies. $10 a pop, $10, cheap. Everybody gets one of those, supports the Legion that way, along with their poppies. Show up down there, whatever the numbers are going to be. I think that would be a great visual to see, to support the Legion in many different ways. That's the way you say, that's a great idea, John.
Yeah. I just want to mention something that you touched on, and there's the mask.
Oh, nice.
Being a member of the Royal Canadian Legion, to me anyway, has been a very emotional experience. When we have our veterans dinners in November, we usually have it the week prior to Remembrance Day, and you ask the veterans in the room to stand up to be recognized. It really puts a lump in your throat, because more than half the room usually stands up. And then you go to the cenotaph, and then you remember. And we're looked at as guardians of remembrance. We go to the schools to make sure that children know about Remembrance Day and what our veterans have done for us, and how we live in a safe country, and we're just basically the guardians of remembrance, and we continue to promote that every year through the schools, through the community, and obviously with our veterans, we try to do as much as we can with them.
All right, well, listen up, guys. Don't go anywhere. I have to spin the weather, our local weather report. It'll take a minute or two, so I'm going to spin the weather. Then I'm going to come back to you guys and ask for your final thoughts. I'm going to volume you guys down, and we're going to spin our local meteorologist. You don't want to miss this, Brad. Or Dave.
Clear the set. Good Wednesday evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Happy McSunny, and I'm reporting to you live from the Westport and the Rideau Lakes area. We have some great news. The next 7 days we're going to have lots of sun. Weather, it's going to be a little cooler, mid to high teens, but for the next 7 days, lots of sun. We're still in turtle season, so if you see a little turtle on the road, pull over, give them a hand, get across the road. They really need you right now. Back to you in the studio, John.
Fantastic. As always, thank you, Happy McSunny, for the weather. Tune in every week. You want to make sure you get the weather. I'm going to go back to Dave and Brad, but before I do, I wanted to give a shout out to Jeremy and Michelle. If you're watching, Frank Huff has some business in the village of Westport, and the great thing about Westport is when people come to visit, people that live here, they get to kind of experience the village. So much so that my brother fell in love with the village. And shout out to Fred and Ramona, who are new. Today is their first day as citizens of Westport. So congratulations, Fred and Ramona. Welcome to the village of Westport. Without further ado, I'm going to bring Dave and Brad back into the show. Welcome back, guys. How did you enjoy the weather?
It was great. Thank you.
Turtle power for sure.
Turtle power. Turtle power. So final thoughts. Maybe we'll start with Dave, and if you want to just give us final thoughts on the Legion, and you know what maybe your goals are for this year, and we shouldn't leave out the president of the Legion this year is Chris Cope. So I didn't want to leave that out either.
Yeah, Chris is sitting at the head of the table this year, and he's doing a pretty good job. The shout out for the Legion is I personally believe the Legion is a very important aspect of this community, such as the other nonprofit organizations that help this community survive. And we're all struggling a little bit, and we all need those extra coins to keep us afloat. But more important than anything, we want to be there for our veterans and their dependents. We want to be there for our youth, and we just need a little extra help to make that happen this year. It's been a different year. It's been a bit of a struggle. We've been able in the past to put a few coppers aside to make sure that we had enough for the rougher times, and it just happens to be now. But I think we're going to make it, and we're going to work hard at it anyway to make sure that this happens, and community support would be the greatest.
And Brad?
I mostly what Dave said, and I'd like to add on a personal note just how welcome we feel new to this area. This is our third year coming into Westport, and really Rideau Lakes and Westport and the whole region is great. We're having a fantastic time, and being part of Legion has really improved everything that we our experience in this area, meeting new people, being involved with the community, and just basically meeting everybody. Like I didn't mention, but obviously our biggest membership is within Ontario, but we also have members from British Columbia. We have members from New York State, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Florida, and we also got 2 members from England. So just having this whole experience and meeting all these people and having that, the ability to say, hey, and what's your thoughts, and, just sitting down and relaxing. It's been a very, very good time. And I think anyone that joins the Legion would also get to experience this. And I think they would really, really, really have a good time and enjoy being active and volunteering and helping out the community.
Nice. Well, Dave, Brad, thank you very much for joining me on Espresso Shots tonight. We're lucky to have an organization like the Legion, and we're lucky to have members and people that are involved in the Legion, such as yourselves, and all the board members and all the 196 members of the Legion. So thank you, guys. Have a great night, and we'll definitely see you around the village.
Most definitely. Thanks, John. Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Steve, no, call me John. Everyone else does. Well, there you have it, guys. Great bunch of guys there, Brad and Dave, and there's a bunch of other members as well. 196 members is where they're currently at. I am definitely going to add to the membership. I keep saying every year I'm going to, and I always forget to do it. But Cynthia and I will become members. And furthermore, anybody that becomes a member of 542 before November 1st, and I'll keep in touch with Brad to find out who you are. But if you pick up a new membership tonight or before November 1st, come on into the Cottage Coffee House, and I'll treat you to a coffee on the Cottage Coffee House on me. Get out there, get involved, become a Legion member, find out what they do, and you'll be better. You'll be a better person for it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Next week, we have a great musician lined up. He's a blues player, and he's going to be performing 3 or 4 songs live, so you don't want to miss next week's show. So thanks again. Peace, love, and coffee.